and I have the pleasure of speaking with one of the most exciting voices emerging in alternative R&B. She's a singer-songwriter whose music effortlessly blends soul, jazz, and R&B. And she just released her sophomore EP, Good Graces. And welcome, Lucy Park.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Of course, I'm so happy you're here. It's good to see you. Tell me what's been the highlight of your week.
Ooh, I think just having everything come out. I did like an EP release party with all my friends and family, and I got to play like the EP kind of through. But that felt like a really good celebration within the week of stress and work, and it's been very busy. But that was like, it was a nice kind of work night, but also night off because I had all my people around me. Yeah,
oh, that's nice. Is it release parties usually just your people, or do you also invite fans?
I'd never really done them before, so this was kind of just my people plus a few random people that I work with.
Cool. So how did everyone receive the music?
It was great. It was really wholesome. It was nice to have like all of the people watching me perform be people that are supporting me. Yeah. You know, it was like no one was kind of looking for anything to go wrong.
Okay, fair enough. Yay. Everyone's just happy that you've just done your thing.
Yeah, it was really sweet. Yeah.
Okay. So do your family, friends hear your music before you officially release it?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I feel like I have my people that I trust their ear and I want to know their opinion. Some people I'll play it for my little brother because he's really mean, and he'll be like, "This is basic. This is boring.
Oh, wow.
Won't like
harsh."
it." But when I want to know, if I really want to know, I'll play that something for him.
Okay, so you have your go-to people.
I've got my go-to people. Everyone is in a different category, whether they like.
Fair enough. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I love little brother, little siblings are always harsh.
Exactly.
I'm the little sibling.
I see.
So for me, it's a bit different. Yeah. Introduce yourself for the people who don't know who you are yet.
I'm Lucy Park. I make kind of alternative R&B soul-ish. I feel like everyone's in that world these days. I've been doing music for a while, but I was based in LA for a long time, and I just moved to London a year and a half ago. I sort of grew up here, but this was kind of a big shift in my adult life and in my adult kind of musical career. So that was kind of the cornerstone of this project that I just put out, and all of the music is about that. But yeah, I've been kind of writing music for a long time, but only releasing it for a few years, and I am lucky enough to get to do it for my job. So yeah, I'm enjoying it still. We'll see how it goes.
I'm sure it's going to go well. I think you've got like really great things coming for yourself. But also you said that you've been writing music for a long time. Why did it take you longer to actually make the music?
I guess it didn't necessarily take me longer to make it, but to learn how to put it out. I think I thought when I was a teenager, anyone could write songs, but I didn't really understand that there was any career in music kind of in between writing songs in your bedroom and then being a superstar. And I don't really want either of those things. I kind of want something in the middle, obviously. So I slowly just kind of learned more about the music industry, and I had a really good friend here that was starting to do sessions and things like that, and I learned about that through her, and I was like, ooh, that's what I want to do. Cool. So I started kind of on that journey, but it took me a while to get there. Initially I was just I only wrote for myself.
But of course, I mean, everything takes a while to learn and to master, and especially if you go from just writing in your room
1,000%.
That's a big,
it's very
big jump.
Very different.
Because if you're just doing it for yourself, I'm assuming the lyrics that you write is also a bit more personal than if you actually put it out.
Now I have no shame. I write in front of anyone. Yeah.
Fair. Ooh, that's scary though, no?
It's kind of fun. I think it forces me to actually sit there and write a song versus when I'm by myself in my room. Sometimes I write 3 lines and then I'm like, I need a nap.
Fair. I need to scroll on TikTok for a bit.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. We're going to play one of Lucy Park's songs now, Only Ever. Only Ever by Lucy Park, and she's in the studio with me, and she just released her new EP called Good Graces. And how do you go about structuring a project? Like, how do you decide what goes first, what comes last, things like that?
That's a good question. I don't know that I've ever done it intentionally before, but this time I was making a bunch of music about this year of my life, and so everything kind of fit into that story, and I really just had to put them in the order that they, like at the end when I chose which songs I like, I kind of just had to put them in chronological order.
Okay, fair
which
enough.
Usually it's just chaos, and I'm like, I don't know if these are related, I don't know if they're about the same relationship or the same whatever. Hopefully they sound similar, but with this project, I think even with some of the songs sounding different, they are part of the same story, so it's kind of easy to do. I don't know what I'm gonna do next time.
Okay, so did you write them in chronological order too?
No, sort of. I guess the first 2 songs I wrote in LA before I moved, and the rest of the project I wrote here, and the project is about the move. So in some ways, yes, but not entirely. The rest of it is a bit jumbled.
Okay. So how has your sound changed since your last EP, Before I Speak?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think a lot. I hope a lot. I feel like I was really young when I made that one. I was sort of just in the boat of, oh, I finished a song, let me put it out in the world. Okay. Whereas now I make so much music and I put so little of it out. But I don't know. I think I've developed more as a singer and as an artist, and I know what I like now a lot more. And I also think I'm working more on developing like my own sound as opposed to just like music that sounds like it's part of some genre or some world. But even like since making this EP, I just mentioned I wrote it a long time ago, but it didn't come out until kind of last week. But even then, since then, going even further into that and like becoming more individual in my sound. Okay, it's difficult though.
Yeah, I could imagine. Like, there are some musicians, you hear their music, you immediately know that's them. Right. I think I could do that with your music already, to be fair.
Okay, Thanks.
But I think that must be a hard thing to do, because there are some musicians who've been out there doing music forever who are quite big artists. I hear their song, I'm like, oh, this could be anyone. Yeah. And just finding that like special bit of something to make it your own, it's probably a process. It never ends, right?
Yeah, I think there's a fine line between, being inspired by music that you listen to and then kind of using some of that inspiration in your music versus replicating it in some way. And I think that's tough because as musicians and as music listeners, we love to just dive into an artist and listen to a ton of it. Yes. But I think sometimes I find that I do that and then I'm like, ooh, it'd be cool to make a song similar to this. And then I'm like, oh, I just made a song similar to this.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's not as much of me as it should be. Yeah.
Wait, who was I talking to this about? I don't remember. Someone said there's no original idea anymore. Everything's been done. Yeah. So everything's sort of inspired by something else.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. The art then is to put your spin on it, to make it your own, even if you get inspiration from elsewhere.
Or I guess if it's a collection of a bunch of different inspirations from a bunch of different places, that's what makes it you versus... That's true. One inspiration, which I think everyone like kind of slips into sometimes.
Yeah, so it's a bunch of different things, not one blueprint.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough. We're going to play Good Graces now. Let him go. And I think we've all been in a situation similar to this, like a situationship or just a bad breakup and we didn't quite know what to do or how to go about moving on. And I fell in love with the song. Like, it's absolutely beautiful. I was just telling Lucy that her voice is so soft and like feels like a little embrace. It's just nice. And I read somewhere that you said you wrote this as a reminder to yourself. What's that reminder?
I guess, it's the chorus of Let Him Go, kind of as a little mantra of when you're having those down days, going through a breakup or going through whatever it is, of just like, just let it go. It's not as big of a deal as it seems like it is now. But yeah, I wrote it. I definitely wasn't feeling ready to accept all of that, but I wrote it to myself to kind of listen to back. Yeah.
So do you usually write songs for yourself or for your fans or for other people?
I think for myself. I don't really know how to write them for anything else because I'm so lazy. Like, the idea of writing a song for anyone other than myself is too much work. But yeah, they can be, they don't necessarily have to be about me, but they fulfill some kind of desire that I have or kind of creative track I want to go down.
So it's always like your perspective is always in the song.
Definitely,
I guess even if you're writing for other people, do you do that at all?
Yeah, occasionally. I used to more.
Even then, it's still your perspective, right?
They're just apply whatever you're going through to that.
That's true. Do people ever reach out to you asking for you to write a song for them?
Yeah, I think that I would with friends. I think if I don't know somebody at all and I don't resonate with their music, I would have a difficult time. But I have definitely written with people that I just met for the first time in the process of writing. But for me, that there has to be some like musical connection. Otherwise, But also, people are going through such similar things all the time. So there's a lot of overlap. And it's also, even if they're going through a breakup and I'm having some weird friend kind of issue, you can apply a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like sometimes we all sort of live the same life anyway. Yeah, like, especially now with social media, like, those videos where you're like, oh, they experienced the same thing as I did. Right. So it's true. Like, all these little situations sort of apply to everyone, but I guess the nuances is what makes it different, special.
It all goes in cycles. I think everyone's at, a different point
different
in that
ages,
cycle.
Or everyone should be. Some people, not everyone's at the stage you'd want them to be at sometimes. But that's interesting, though. We're going to play another song called All Roads. Plumeria, and we were just talking about how beautiful the Plumeria smells. I'd like to bottle it up and just wear it every day, walk around smelling like it, take a bath in it, all the good stuff. What does the Plumeria mean to you?
It means a lot. I think growing up in Hawaii, we had trees outside our house, as I was just telling you earlier. But in Hawaii, there's kind of a cultural tradition to wear them in your left ear if you're taken or married, and then wear them in your right ear if you're single and wanting to date, as like an old, Hawaiian kind of tradition. But that even was applicable as we were kids, because everyone kind of would tell us when we were little girls, like, make sure to wear it in your right ear if you're looking for a boyfriend or whatever it was. And I kind of wrote this song about moving that flower over from the left ear to the right ear, because I felt like a year out of a breakup and a big move and everything like that, I was like, oh, I'm ready to date. And I felt like it was weird that there's no kind of signifier that I used to have as a child. Not that that really did anything or was useful, but it felt like, oh, how can I kind of tell the world I'm here, I'm ready now.
I'm ready, please, someone talk to me.
So I was like, the moving that flower over feels like the closest thing. And I loved growing up there, so it kind of just felt like a nice kind of rounding out the project song.
How long did you live in Hawaii?
I lived there for 7 years, and I have a lot of family there still.
So you go back regularly?
It's so far from London. It's so far. I went for a month last year, and I stayed with my brother for a while, which was really nice. Your brother lives there? Yeah, so then it makes it nice to visit. But it literally takes like 24 hours to get there, so I don't know when I would go next.
I'd love to go, but also the Hawaiians don't want us there, right?
They don't really. I guess I'm kind of from there, so it's
of course. No, you. I'm not talking about you. I just said like I'd like to go there.
Yeah, I think it's definitely tricky as a tourist, but also tourism is the main industry, so it's kind of
true. But we're also using up all their water, or something like that, right?
It's a tough.
Yeah, I won't be going anytime soon, but hopefully in this lifetime, because it does look beautiful.
Right. As long as, like, if you visit and you take care of the environment and nature while you're there, then I think that's all that people can ask.
Okay, that's good to know.
There are some bad visitors, I would say.
Oh, always. I'm always like, really? You come to these places and then just disrespect everyone?
I think it's the Americans, unfortunately.
I didn't want to say it. You're allowed to say it because you're somewhat American.
It's certainly the Americans.
To be fair, like, no, Germans are quite respectful, but I feel like the Brits, when they travel, they're similar.
Yeah.
They just think they, like, own the places. They get there, they're like, I'm here now, and now it's mine.
Well, I don't know how you can see a beach and then be like, I'm going to leave my trash here.
I think that even in like Clapham Common, I'm like, hey, it's not a big deal. Throw it. The bin's on the literally Thames, there.
Like, there shouldn't be trash.
It's true. The Thames looks so gross.
Oh my God.
So that also influenced your sounds.
Definitely.
Hawaii. You said hula. Like, what's Hawaiian music called?
I danced hula growing up.
Oh, did you?
Hawaiian music.
Okay, I didn't know if it's just that or if there's like a specific name.
I don't know that there's a specific name, but I think it does take a lot of forms. But there's like kind of specific ones that are for hula. And then it's just very beachy and relaxing. And
Up next we have Rain.
Walk in the water.
So I read somewhere that you wrote that this career is not for the weak. Why is that?
I think I typed that. It was like a written interview, and I think I typed that out like a few days ago at like 3:00 in the morning. I was really struggling. I was so tired. That was the answer to my interview question. Fair. It's just not. It's a lot.
I can imagine, but like, tell me about it. Why?
I guess like so little of it is music, and I wish that all of it was music, but it's a lot of other stuff that doesn't feel important, but unfortunately is important in the way that the music industry works now. The way that people discover music is like on social media, and you got to play that whole game, and it doesn't come naturally to me. So I think it's not for the weak in that sense.
It's just so many aspects. Do you think with bigger musicians, like, I don't know, let's say a Beyonce, well, she can do that. Maybe that was too big, but someone who's like really established, do you think they have more of the luxury to just focus on music because they have a team who does everything else?
I'm sure that they have 1,000,001 more kind of stuff to do that I wouldn't have to do because nobody knows who I am yet, and I can just run around and be my own person and not like check out of work. Whereas I imagine if you're that famous that you never get to check out of it. And I don't know. I mean, I don't anticipate it getting any better. Is I guess what I'm saying.
It probably just gets more
intense, but.
Probably because it's still your music. Even if you have a team, you probably still want to have your input because it's you you're putting out there, right? Yeah, it is annoying. I was saying it's so annoying that these days we have to document everything.
Exactly.
Like we can't just do something and have it be done. It's like, no, we need to post it here, send it to that person, have that person involved. It's like the process of doing everything is so long because we need to promote ourselves.
Right.
But I was talking to Roz Queen about this last week or 2 weeks ago, that it also makes our life somewhat easier because at least we have it in our own hand. Like that we can use social media, that it's cheap to put stuff out there. Exactly. So it's like a balance, I guess.
I mean, same with music. I feel like now it's wonderful that you can just make music from your room and record it in your room and put it out in the world. And like, you don't need to be signed or kind of have some crazy budget or access to studio. But at the same time now, a million people do that. I mean, more than a million people. But everyone does it, so it just is that much harder sometimes to
stand out.
Yeah. But
everything has its pros and cons.
Exactly.
Always,
I can't complain.
I
feel like this is like the coolest job ever. So I really can't complain.
Yeah, it's true. You're doing well. You really are, and your music's amazing. So
Thank you.
Whatever you're doing the right thing.
I appreciate that.
Up next, we have Role Model.
Sunlight corded, lost my head.
We're going to do some quick fire questions with Lucy Park now. Are you ready?
I think so.
Good. So it's just like, I think it's 7 questions. Just answer the first thing that comes to your mind and we're good to go. Cool. What's the first album you ever bought?
Ooh, maybe Amy Winehouse, Frank.
Good one. Dream collaboration, Dead or Alive?
Lauren Hill.
What's on repeat at the moment?
Saya Gray, If There's No Seed in the Sky.
Biggest musical red flag?
I don't know that there is one. I feel like,
yeah, that's valid.
I don't know.
That's fine. Describe your sound in one word.
Thoughtful.
If you were a color, what color would you be?
Dark green.
Oh, same. If you could only listen to one genre for the rest of the time, what would it be?
Jazz. Yeah, definitely jazz.
Studio or stage?
Studio.
Okay, cool. That's all.
Okay,
Why
cool.
studio?
I don't like performing, but
I
love writing and I love being in a little box. And,
interesting. Why don't you like performing?
I struggle with it. I don't think I'm like, number one, I can't dance. Number two, I'm like, I feel really awkward, like having to like look cool and sing. I'm like, if no one could see me, I would be like, performing is great.
Okay.
Yeah, that's too many things.
Yeah, I think you're probably in your head about it because I'm sure you look cool.
Maybe. No, I think I don't like it. I would love to just sing into a microphone that's recording for just no one to hear until,
But that's probably part of what you mean, like it's not for the week because you have to do things you don't really like doing.
A lot of being uncomfortable all the time. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But I'm learning. I'm getting better.
Yeah, of course. So, I said, you're not perfect. Like not you personally, but one is not a perfect at everything from the jump.
Exactly. Can't do anything.
We're gonna play another song from Lucy's EP, Good Graces, but the song's called Oolong.
Sipping on oolong, man, it's been too long.
Cold by Lucy Park, and Lucy Park is in the studio. We've had a great conversation about her new EP called Good Graces, and I want to know what you have coming up for the rest of 2025.
Ooh, that's a good question. A lot of performances, I think.
Nice.
But also some new music. I've got a lot that I'm sitting on that I would love to come out to, but we'll see.
Fair enough.
We'll see how actually, how quickly that actually happens. But yeah, performing all around London.
Nice. Do we have any specific dates, venues?
I don't know that I have announced anything yet, but like something next month, I think. And then,
cool. So what are your socials that we can find out when and where these things are happening?
Everything is Lucy Park Music.
Lovely. Across everything.
Across everything.
Okay. So you make sure that you follow Lucy Park Music on TikTok, Instagram, whatever else there is out there. I don't know what else is out there. But everywhere you can, follow Lucy Park, follow her music. You just heard a good selection of tunes. She just does amazing things. And I'm very happy that you came on the show. It was a great conversation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see what else you have to come.
Thank you.
Have a lovely weekend.
Waiting, I'm calling you, clearing your conscience. I'm saying, what do you mean?